So you're looking at buying a project bike or an unregistered bike, or even for that matter, a registered bike, and you want to find out its history, but you don't know where to start. Well, have I got the video for you. Hey everyone, welcome to Roads of Oz. My name is Matt, and on this episode I'm going to take you through a couple of steps I use when I'm looking at purchasing a bike. Since I've started this channel, I've bought 9 bikes. And I'm going to tell you the process I go even before I go out and look at them to make sure that they're worth actually looking at and they're not written off, stolen, or whether they're actually registered like the owner says they are. What I'm going to be doing is cutting out the middleman to make sure this isn't too expensive an exercise. And your greatest weapon you have is right here, your PC. So more often than not, you're stalking Facebook Marketplace, Gumtree, what's the big one in the States? Craigslist, all those types of advertising pages. Now, back in the day, how ordinary does that sound? But in the 90s, we had a thing called the Trading Post where every Thursday it would come out and you'd go and buy it and you'd go through, it'd have a whole list of items for sale. It was just a newspaper selling stuff and it was awesome. So here in the age of the internet, we don't have to wait till Thursdays anymore. We can see it the moment it's uploaded, and there's more often than not on certain pages, you've already typed in notifications for keywords. So the moment it's up for sale, you see it. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take you through the steps I take to make sure the vehicles is actually as described, and also give you a bit of an idea of the history as to things like how long it's been off the road for, does it match up to what their description is, what color it was when it was originally sold, and more importantly, has it been written off, is it stolen, all the fun things. Anyway, let's go through it. So the first thing I do is jump on the computer. Now to do a rego check in just about every state here in Australia, it is now free, and from memory, that's because we no longer have rego stickers to remind it to show the expiry date. You could go to drive a car and not know whether it's registered or not because there's no applicable sticker telling you the expiry. And you can do a rego check for free. So let's have a look at that on the PC. All right, so I've been pushed further out of the house and into the garage to do this type of research. Here in New South Wales, we've got Service New South Wales. You can go and check a registration online as easy as clicking on and entering the number plate. So I'll use an example here of a bike I looked at recently. So the owner shared the registration with me, so I can put that in. You just have got to accept their terms and conditions, check rego. And it comes up and it gives you the last time on the page here, it gives you the last time it was registered. It actually gives a description of the bike. Now the color can be a bit iffy and I'll come back to that, but pretty much the whole history. But the most important part is it matches the VIN chassis that I received, but more importantly, it tells you how long it's been off the road for. And in this case, it's been since July 2016. Now, what does that matter? Well, it's telling you it hasn't probably been run properly or regularly in close to 7 years. And if you scroll all the way down, there's a buy a vehicle history report for $25. And that gives you quite an interesting history. And I can show you a sample report. Looks something like this. And it just gives you the description of the number, any accident damage, the odometer reading at the time of its rego check. Because here in New South Wales, we do annual rego checks on vehicles over 5 years old, and just the registered operator history, period of use, whether it's private, the last 4 digits of the engine, which it's telling you, has the engine been swapped out, things like that. Anyway, you can go through all that, but there is a cheaper one for $2 and I'm going to take you to it. So jumping online, you're going to see all these. We have here is what a personal property security register, and what that does, it tells you if the vehicle's been written off, uses security, so if someone's borrowed money against the vehicle, has it been written off, or worse still, has it been stolen? And all that information is on here. But because you're in a search engine, they're going to give priority to more expensive providers. So there's all these different providers. You've got to work your way down and always go to the government one. So in this case, it's ppsr.gov.au. And the reason I say to go to that one, these guys are charging $10 for it. But if you do it on the database where all these other guys go to, it's only $2. There it is there. So you can go into that, you need the VIN chassis number. So punch that in, pay your $2 and it will give you a history. And let's have a look at that history. So here it is, and it goes through everything with money owing on it, is that being written off, and a bit of a description on the bikes. If the color is totally off, like sometimes it says it's gray, this one was black, it could have been dropped. But if it's a totally different color, that's a question you need to ask the buyer. And if they haven't got a good answer, you might know it's been crashed. So hit me up in the comments if you want to have more tips like these, and I'll do my best to share them with you. Anyway, if you like this video, check out some of my other review videos just up here. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next vid.